Hello, and today's episode I'm going to be showing you how to make a more advanced automatic sugarcane farm for your Minecraft survival or creative world. This is the current world we're building in. This is my current Minecraft survival world. I've done some projects on this world already. If you haven't seen them, please check them out. A lot of my videos are on the previous world, but for this world, we're going to make sure we do it in the same style. So depending on how you're building this one will affect how your material list might look. Now, for this one, basic materials you're going to need about a stack or so of redstone, and then the amount of observers you want to use, the amount of pistons you want to use. You have to, if you have to make sure you have the same amount of both observers and pistons, and then building blocks of your choice. So for this one, we want to make sure you have a nice flat area, and we're going to do ours 7 wide. So we're going to do 1, 2. Actually, hold on. I'm going to get rid of these real quick. Um, Of course, I forgot my axe, so please, ignore that. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have 7 like that. Place the pistons facing you on top of those 7 blocks you just placed, like so. So when you stand back, you should have 7 pistons all in line with the blocks you just placed, all facing you. So when they're exposed, they head towards the direction that you want to go. Next, go 2 blocks away from what you just did and dig 1 block down. 1 block down and about 2 to 3 blocks wide, depending on the chamber you're making. So we dig 1 block down. I dug into a cave right here, as you can see, but you're going to make it 2 wide. We're going to do this one 2 wide on either side. And you should have something that looks exactly like this. Now, once you've filled it in, as you can see, I blocked off the cave. You should have 1 block below, and then we're going to do the opposite side of this farm. So again, same style, 7 wide, pistons facing in again, and they should both have the same pattern on each side. So as you can see, same pattern on each side, 7 and 7. You can make this as long as you want, but we're doing 7 because that's how long a water source block can go. Then you're going to hop on top, place a temporary block, 1 block out, like so, diagonally in front of the pistons. Break your temporary block, and then place blocks behind your pistons like so. Next, you're going to grab your observers and place the face of the observer facing out. So you should have the red dot of the observer behind you, and the face of the observer facing the same direction of the pistons directly above the pistons. So again, this is torture. Forgot my axe. Just gonna break these by hand, so I don't have to stop the video and go and get the axe. I also just like making you guys suffer, so that's fun for me. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna break these blocks, and then we're going to show you what this looks like. So again, everything's flush, face of the observer facing out, and then 1 block directly behind the piston all the way across. Again, repeat this pattern directly on the other side. Once you have this, you're going to grab your redstone dust and place 1 dust above each one of those blocks we just placed, directly behind the observer, so you get almost that cross pattern that the redstone does, each one going to the observer. And once you have that, you can grab your buckets of water and simply fill in the 2 trenches we just dug. So as you can see, the reason we did 7 is because the source block ends at 7, so it helps with the collection system. And the way this works is every time the observer detects a sugarcane grew in front of it, it will send a signal to the redstone. The redstone will power the piston, and since it's all connected, it will go all the way across. So you can have this necessarily 50 wide, and it will do the same thing. So it's pretty much whichever one grows to 3 high the first, and then they'll all get farmed at the same time. And if you want to save some space, you can do this longer. You can definitely stack them. And for this one, we're going to take this and we're just going to copy it on the opposite side to save on some redstone dust, because you can have it power both sides like this. So see, we saved on some redstone. We saved about, I know it sounds silly, but 7 redstone dust in order to power it. And then now it's all connected, and all we have to do is pretty much copy this, what we did on the left side, to the right side here. As you can see, I stopped and actually got an axe. So again, we're going to dig that 2 wide, 1 deep trench. And then on the opposite side, we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to place more observers and pistons and redstone, so we can have a farming mechanism. Now, again, you want to make sure you want to place those water buckets right back in there. I'm just going to grab water from right here, and we're going to place 2 water. And as you see, flows to 7, 7's the end. And once you have the water, you can place the sugarcane on every single one of these blocks. And you should have something that looks exactly like this. Now, this is the basic concept of the farm. You can necessarily leave this, but to make this automatic and have it collect, we need to have a collection system. So we have the water here, so we need a place to bring it. And this is where I was struggling a little bit because in my other videos, I've done very simple, or I'll do one that's very long. I was trying to conserve some space because I've done ones that are like at least 64 long, and they pump out crazy amounts of sugarcane, but the collection system is also very simple. So now I'm just trying to figure out a way that I can use water to collect the sugarcane. So right now the sugarcane is going to break, fall, land roughly here, and now we need a way to figure out how we can get it from there to a central point on both sides that we can have like a hopper and a chest, even maybe a hopper minecart. I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but I'm definitely well versed in all of those. As you know, my videos have done multiple different collection systems using hoppers and minecarts with rails and stuff like that. Again, this is the more chatty part of the build. This is where you can get as creative as you want. This is also one of those things where I've taught you now the basic mechanism in the first video. Now you're just seeing me put it into practical use in the second video. So please let me know. I would actually like to see your designs as well. So if you can send those to me, that'd be great. As you can see here, I'm fooling around using different source blocks, cutting the water by one, see if we can get it settled there. Very simple, very easy. Honestly, if you want to save out on the time and you want to like save on the iron, you can necessarily just do 7 hoppers across leading to a chest. And I'm sure that'd be much easier, but I made this video, believe it or not, before I made my iron farm. So again, I was a little harsh on iron. So we're trying to just use one chest, one hopper, and the reason I also do this is because I know some people who play in the survival world may not have access to iron as readily as uh, some other people, or someone who plays in the Skyblock. I know a lot of people play Skyblock as well. Things like that where it's really hard to find materials. But if you do want a tutorial on my iron farm, please check out my other videos. I do have a tutorial on infinite iron. It's the smallest, most compact design, and it definitely saves you a lot of time and effort as you see me here trying to figure out just trying to use one singular hopper without making it too grand, trying to cut down on the space as well. But we do get there. So after some trial and error, moving stuff around, placing blocks, placing chests, hopper and chest, we kind of have this idea figured out where I want the water to flow from both sides into the center onto the hopper, and then we just need a way to stop the water so the hopper has time to collect it without them getting pushed by. I tried using not trapdoors, pressure plates. Try using pressure plates because it stops the water, and that'd be a good way. And as you can see, I used the fence here to also stop it from hopping over the pressure plate. But apparently, the pressure plates don't pick up materials, so I need to figure out a new way. You could use half slabs. I was pretty sure pressure plates actually it could pick it up, but apparently it just wasn't working. So now I'm trying to figure out a way how to replace the pressure plates without losing that height, because it is at a perfect height, as you can see. Oh, look, now we have sugarcane already getting pushed down. That's how fast the farm works. While we're trying to figure this out, it's already pumping us full of sugarcane, which is fantastic. So trial and error. Tried that, didn't work. We're gonna try something else. I think we're gonna go with maybe fence posts. I think fence posts would be the same thing, and it would also stop it from going too far without reaching the chest. So we're gonna try some fence posts probably. Yeah, again, trial and error. You can definitely skip this part of the video. Feel free. I'm definitely rambling, but I also like to show how I kind of come up with these ideas. I know it sounds silly, but this doesn't happen overnight. I take a basic concept and I go, okay, how can this be used practically, or how could someone else use this? And I get a lot of comments like saying, hey, I can't do this, or I don't have this much material. So doing this is definitely the most painful way to do it, for sure. Um, but you'll see in a minute. I'll figure it out. See, we're using fence posts now, and now we're gonna throw it in the water, and it gets collected right away. So both sides work. I just saw them both get scooped up. And if we look in the chest, yep, it's working great. So fence posts were the way to go. It's a stopping point, and it definitely helps collect without blocking them. So now we have this mechanism. We have the basic farm done. As we see, we're going to test it. It breaks the sugarcane. Sugarcane goes and goes directly into the chest. Boom, collection system done. Basic farm done. Now it's just more about making it pretty. If you got the basic point, I know it's not very common for people to say this, but this is it. You don't need to watch any more of the video. But if you are interested in seeing how I make it, blend in better to the rest of the build, I'm going to be doing that right now. Just making it look fancy. So if you did enjoy, feel free to leave with that information now. You don't need much more. But if you do want to stick around and take a look at what I'm building and what I'm working on, thank you as well. I'm always here to help and here for good ideas. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this match the style of the world I'm currently building on. A lot of dark oak planks and using a lot of new blocks. And obviously this is a larger farm. It's very wide, so doing the roof is going to be a pain, but that's okay. Again, we just did that in that style, and now we just got to figure out how we want it to mold. So we're just counting the blocks here, trying to figure out how we want to make this work. I think I want an open front, so when you walk up to it, you can almost see into the farm. So I'm thinking of some sort of glass, and the back will be covered. So we're thinking of doing that. I think I'm going to do some sort of giant glass window that you can look into and see the farm. You can see the components, because I find that interesting. It doesn't match the rest of the build too well, the very open style, but that's okay. And the glass will just keep mobs and stuff and myself from walking in there and messing up the system. So it's pretty simple. Something that looks like this. And as you can see here, while I was messing around with the style of building, we could actually add one more on each side. So we can actually add it up to 9, believe it or not. So we can have 9 on this side and 9 on the next side. So we're actually getting 2 more machines on each side. So that's definitely more useful, as you can see here. And at the end, it looks something like this. So it's not the most beautiful thing. I was kind of okay with how the windows turned out. But as you can see, it just threw some glowstone up in there to help light it up. And as you can see, in the meantime, we already almost have a stack, and it was only about 10 minutes of work, and we have more on the way. So we have over a stack now after about 5 to 10 minutes of work. It's very efficient, as you can see. It works great, and I like the open concept that you can see through the front of it, and it definitely matches the rest of the build. So this is the current world I'm working on, and as you can see, as we move to the right a little bit, you can see it almost in progress on the right hand corner there. That was before I finished it, but this is the basic world we're living on, and this is the world that I will be continue to build on for more tutorials to come. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.